Hannah, is it true that you're pregnant now? Because what I've picked up from the rest of the family, you are.
That's right. I'm about 2 months pregnant now.
So all of that really is true?
Sorry for keeping that a secret from you. I was planning on letting you know about it once things settled down for me and the baby was looking healthy. Didn't want everyone getting all excited when we still weren't sure how things were going to turn out.
That's fine, but I'm a little bit worried now.
I'm sure everyone is worried to see how the pregnancy will go and if the baby will be healthy after giving birth to it. There are a lot of other things that have me worked up right now as well. Things like my health, eating habits, keeping stress levels down.
I'm not talking about yours or the baby's health. I'm not worried about anything that has to do with you health-wise.
What? Then what are you worried about?
I'm worried about whether your baby is going to look anything like you or not. If you really do have a grandbaby for me and they look the same way you do, I will feel so bad for them. And that's why I'm worried now. I am praying that the baby takes more from my son's look than they do yours.
Is my face really that bad looking to you?
Well, to tell it to you straight, you're ugly. Compared to my family's beautiful traits, you have a terrible bloodline.
But up until now, you have never called me ugly at all. Back when I was engaged to your son, you were telling him how wonderful a woman he'd chosen to marry.
I would never comment on a stranger's looks before they become a part of my family. You wouldn't do that either, right? That would just be rude. You also happen to have a sense of charm to you in some cases, so I was talking more about how your wonderful attitude was then.
Is that so?
I wouldn't want to call you ugly when you've been taking such good care of my son for me. But as of right now, the only word I have for you is ugly. There is no other way for me to praise you, so there you go. I'm not going to lie to you by giving you false hopes either. That would just be simply wrong for someone in my position to do.
I see.
You happen to be a very charmful woman, but unfortunately, you are also a very ugly woman, and that really detracts from what charm you did have. And now that you don't really have any charm to talk about, what do you have, Hannah? What about you is still good enough to allow you to stay my son's wife?
He happens to still love me, the same way he always has, and that's why we're still married and we are having a baby.
The real reason my son has stayed with you this whole time is because he hasn't given any other option. He probably just married you out of fear that he'd never be able to find anyone. But I'm thinking very soon here, he's going to really regret ever proposing to you and having that baby.
I don't think that'll be the case. Ever since I met my husband, he has been the nicest man I've ever known. And he always tells me just how important I am to him.
My son is a very kind man, and he would never want to hurt another person's feeling. But I never thought he'd take things so far and have a kid with you. If that baby ends up looking like him or myself, there won't be any problem. Like myself, my son is a very attractive man.
I do think that my husband has a very good-looking face, but does he really look that much like you in terms of facial features?
What are you saying? No matter which way you look at his face, he looks just as beautiful and similar to me. Back when I was around your guys' age, I was being called a model left and right by all those that saw me.
Is that so? That's really cool, I guess.
It sure is. I was being asked out by all kinds of men, to the point it became annoying for me. But because of all that, I was able to land myself a man whose dad is the CEO of a very large company. This whole time, him and I have never had to worry about money. And unlike yourself, his face happens to be very handsome looking.
I suppose so.
The face is one of the most important parts of a person's worth. As long as your face looks good, then your life will be okay, right? And the parent is responsible for how their baby is going to look as well, whether they're ugly or beautiful. If that baby is ugly, will you be able to take responsibility for that?
Would you please stop saying things like that to me? I don't think the only thing that matters in this world is just the person's looks. No matter how our baby looks, my husband and I will love them the same way. Judy, I've had the baby. I just sent you a photo of them a second ago. Did you have a look at it yet?
I did in fact have one look at it, but I deleted that photo the moment I laid eyes on it. You've really gone and done it now, Hannah.
What? What are you talking about?
That kid's face. It looks nothing like my son's face. No matter how you look at it, they look like you more than anyone else.
Do you think so? They were only just born, so we're not really sure who they resemble more just yet.
That flat-looking nose and those tiny little eyes both come from you. Why has this happened to us? The baby has been cursed with getting only the most horrid of genes from you.
Is this really something you should be getting upset over right now? You should just be happy that the baby came out healthy and that everyone is able to see them.
But the fact that the baby is that ugly, they would have been better off being stillborn. And it's a girl as well, right? The only thing that's important to a girl is their looks. And this baby is the worst looks I've ever seen.
I think that my daughter's face is cute. I love the way she looks.
How the hell is that cute to you? You must have some very bad eyesight.
Let me just say, Judy, right now you're being a real jerk, and that comment about her being better off as a stillborn has got me a little bit distressed. I sent pictures of her to everyone else in the family, and they are all calling her cute. Maybe it's your eyesight that's bad.
How much of an idiot are you, Hannah? They are all just holding back their desires to tell you the truth. However, I'm kind. I would never lie to you about your baby. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, you keep going on about my baby like their life is over because they don't fit your definition of beautiful. I think you're being way too biased right now over a baby that was only just born today. Also, I don't really care that you keep making fun of my face, but don't you dare continue talking about my daughter that way. If you continue to call her things like ugly and worthless as she gets older, I will have to take matters into my own hands with you.
Is that right? I don't think you can do anything about me, actually.
Do you have any idea how much of a jerk you sound like right now making comments like that about people's looks? If you keep that kind of childish behavior up, I'm going to have to do something about you. I might have to really distance myself from you, Judy. I don't care that you're a part of the family. There are right things and very wrong things that can be said, and you need to learn that.
You hold it right there. Are you preaching to me right now, even though you're my daughter-in-law?
I don't give a crap about who you are to me. This is me preaching about how a woman your age should be acting, how a human should be treating another human. If you think you can just go around making fun of others like that no matter who they are, then we're going to have some real problems here.
What do you think you're doing being so rude to your mother-in-law? I knew that you ugly people tend to have the worst attitudes as well. I'm going to make you regret ever talking back to me like that. Hannah, are you still awake?
Yes, I'm still awake. What do you want from me this late at night?
Damn it. You're really still awake right now? If you're still waiting for my son to come home, you're just wasting precious sleep. He might not even make it home until later tomorrow. The guy isn't working late or anything like you might be expecting.
Judy, what are you talking about right now?
Recently, your husband has been coming home from work later and later in the night, right?
Yes, you're right about that, but you're saying that it's not due to him having to be at work?
My son is another lover now. And because of that, he will no longer come back to a house where some ugly woman and child are living.
Excuse me?
Right now, my son is more interested in a younger and far more beautiful woman. So due to that, no matter how late you stay up waiting, he will not be coming home tonight. As of right now, those two are in a very expensive hotel suite room, having the most fun a new couple could possibly have.
Why would someone like you know about all of that?
Because I'm the one that introduced that young woman to him, and within an instant, my son was all over her. That just goes to show how unhappy my son was with you.
What are you trying to do here? We still have a baby daughter at home, and you're over there trying to destroy your son's family?
I'm not destroying something that was never doing too well from the start, right? My son does not need some family that is made up of an ugly mother and her disgusting-looking daughter. My son will be making a new family with a very good-looking woman now. Then my son will be able to make a much cuter-looking child with her.
You have no right doing something like that to your son's family. Is this all because we were trying to get farther and farther away from you?
But I was not wrong about what I had brought up earlier, right? There is proof of me being correct about all of that right before our eyes. My son is in love with someone else now because she is younger and better looking than you. And all that was needed to get there was me giving him a little help. But the part that I was right about, and that allowed him to start going out with her, is her face. The face is the most important feature of any woman, and the better looking they are, the more powerful they are.
Are you saying then that my husband has completely forgotten about my daughter and I? That would mean he just left his daughter right after she was born.
Don't tell me my son is being inhumane or anything like that. It's your fault for being clueless this whole time, and bringing an ugly child like that into this world. Did you really think I would let you be my son's wife with how ugly you look?
I like to think that my husband still loves me more than you might think.
There's no way he does. You were destined to be thrown away by him, and I just helped make sure that destiny was fulfilled sooner rather than later. We will get all the divorce paperwork filled out for you, so just sign it and then leave it at that house.
I will not let you get away with this. You are a monster.
What are you going to do about it then? You need my son to pay you a settlement or something. I can make that happen for you if you want. My family would never be hurt by losing a couple grand to a woman like you. After all, my husband happens to be the brand new CEO now.
What the hell is wrong with you? Do you not feel bad at all for any of what you've done here?
I'm just doing what a mother must do for her child. I found my son a woman who is perfect for him, and he's happy because of that now.
He has been happy with me this whole time, but now you've gone and ruined that for him.
The only one that was happy in your relationship was you, because you got to be married to a handsome man, right? We were all sad here. You should be thankful we went through years of sadness, all so that you could live out your dream for a little bit. I'll pay you for the trouble later, so please, get out of my son's house.
And what about our newborn baby? Who will be her father later on?
Just go find another man to make her father. But just make sure that this next time you stay in your lane and aim for a man that's as ugly as you are. There has to be a man out there the same level of ugly as you, right? Have you still not left that house yet? Did you forget about what I told you yesterday or something? My son has a new lover who is gorgeous. Therefore, he no longer needs an ugly wife like you. Take that ugly child with you and disappear.
Would you shut the hell up, you frickin' bitch? Who the hell are you calling ugly? The only one that should be called ugly here is the bitch who would do something as disgraceful as you have.
Huh? What the hell? What makes you think you can talk to me, your mother-in-law, like that?
You're not my mother-in-law. You're my wife.
What? Is that you, Justin? Hold on a second, Hannah. Why are you trying to act like you're my husband right now?
I'm not Hannah. It's me, you idiot. I took her phone from you so I could set you straight.
It's really you, Justin?
That's right. So now, are you gonna tell me what the actual hell is going on here? You gave our son a new lover? What the hell is going on in that empty head of yours?
Why are you with her right now?
I already heard about all that happened here. Why have you done something so embarrassing and reckless to my family?
Because Hannah is not fit to be a part of our family, and her baby's face looks just like hers. I will not believe for one day that that child is our grandbaby.
Who do you think you are to say things like that? Before you start to talk bad about others' appearances, what about yours? Have you been looking in a freaking mirror lately?
What's that supposed to mean?
You seem to have a lot of confidence in that face of yours, huh? All that talk about you being so beautiful is just a thing of the past now. Do you know how fat you've gotten after 30 years, woman? You think you can start judging other people's looks when you're the size of a car?
My body weight shouldn't matter right now. After having kids, women are known to become a bit larger.
I don't think having our son had anything to do with that. I think the fact that you've been eating like a pig all the time and laying around the house, that played the biggest part in your size and looks. And all that expensive makeup you try to cover it all up with isn't working. The only reason you can't even tell any of this about yourself, though, is because you're too self-centered.
Wait, Justin, that's mean.
I never wanted to judge anyone by their appearance like what you've been doing, and I won't ever do it again, but today I had to make an exception because you were trying to act as though you're some kind of a goddess, and that you have the right to talk to my daughter-in-law and her baby without a heart. You are not in the position to talk about how others look, you woman. Before you start to complain, maybe lose a couple 100 pounds and fix those dang wrinkles first.
I am in my 60s now, so I don't have to worry about myself. When I was young, I looked amazing, and you and I have had a wonderful marriage because of it.
You think our marriage has gone well? To be honest with you, I regret making you my wife.
I do not want to hear that from a man who, like you, who looks like they could be in their 90s right now. Also, I'm being honest by saying that Hannah and her baby are both hard to look at.
Well, I don't understand what about those two is so hard for you to look at, especially when compared to you, they are both so cute. I'm sure our son is thinking the same thing as well.
What do you mean by that? Right now, our son is having the time of his life with a gorgeous woman. He thinks the exact same thing as me.
He is not cheating on Hannah. After all this, the whole family is starting to think that you might not be fit for us anymore.
What? What do you mean by that?
Before Hannah came into me with talking to all this, I was talking with our boy. He told me about how you had this other woman with you that you wanted to show him. Apparently that other woman is one of our friend's daughters, right? He was shocked that you would try and hook him up with another woman when you knew that he was married to Hannah.
You're kidding me. But he was so happy to see her.
He was just trying to figure out what the hell was going on there, and until he figured it out, he was faking being into her. He wanted to make sure that you didn't notice him being against going out with that woman until after he had a chance to talk to me and Hannah about you. And you never noticed a thing about his true feelings, coming all the way back to Hannah to pick on her some more, while bragging about how you just set her husband up with another woman so that he could cheat on her. The only way to describe you now is brainless.
What the hell? He had lied to me? And all of you been talking behind my back? You're all jerks, all backstabbers.
The only jerk in here is you, bitch. You would do all that just because you don't like our son's wife, getting strangers involved in all this as well. There's not a single bit of love left in me for you.
Wait, is that right? Well, I haven't felt any love for your old ass forever now, you grandpa.
Is that right? Then there's no need for me to hold back any longer. I was thinking that I had to be responsible for you until the very end since you and I are married, but I can see now that you are not my problem anymore. I'm gonna have to end things right now between you and I.
Huh? And things between you and I? And what thing?
Oh, you'll find out soon enough. I'm gonna do the same thing to you that you were doing to Hannah.
What I did to Hannah?
You seem to think it's okay to kick those that you don't like out of the family, right? Then I'll do the same thing then.
What are you talking about, Justin? You have no reason to do that to me, right? If you do that to me, then things will not be okay.
Then tell me, do you want me to pay you a settlement or something just to get you out of my life? I can do that if you want me to. A couple $1,000s won't hurt me or my family in any way. And I happen to be the brand new CEO after all.
What the?
You were saying the exact same things to Hannah before, right? Now you understand what's happening, don't you? You were asking for this to happen to yourself by trying to push this outcome onto others. I hope that there are no complaints out of you after this, considering that you would do the same thing to someone else.
I'm so sorry about what happened this time. I've learned my lesson now.
Now, why are you coming to apologize to me?
I have really learned my lesson, Justin. So I would really like you to forgive me.
Are you sure you're not asking the wrong person for forgiveness right now? I think the correct way of handling things is to apologize to Hannah before me.
Of course. I'll be going to apologize to her as well. But recently, I haven't been able to get any replies from her.
That's because both our son and her have blocked your phone number.
Then why has she not even responded to me yet?
I made sure they blocked you so you never have a chance to hurt those two again.
I would never hurt them, though.
So, what do you still want from me, huh?
I want to apologize to you. Can we please make up? Please come back to the house for me. Where have you ever been these past few days?
I'm not gonna tell you, because I have no plans going back there.
Wait, Justin, you and I were so close to one another this whole time, right? I don't want things to end like this.
Oh, you don't? The divorce papers that I sent in the mail should have arrived to you today, huh? You must be freaking out now because the reality's hit ya.
Justin, I don't want to get divorced.
I'm sure you don't. Without me, the forever jobless woman who hasn't worked a day in her life wouldn't be able to live on, right?
Don't pick on me like that. I know now that I did some bad things to Hannah, but getting a divorce over something like that is messed up. Please, just rethink this whole thing.
Not happening. I cannot deal with someone like you anymore. This divorce is inevitable now. Once you've signed those papers for me, get the hell out of my house.
No way. Why do I have to be the one to leave this house?
Because you're a disgrace to wives everywhere. And I am at my limits of allowing a woman like you to be called my wife and use all of my hard-earned money. If that wasn't already enough, then you've gone and hurt both my daughter-in-law and my grandbaby. Get out of my house this week.
Wait, Justin, I can't get out of this house that quickly. What am I supposed to do if I have to leave your house?
Your husband has told me he doesn't care about you anymore.
Is that you, Hannah?
Yes.
What the hell have you done to me? Because of you, I'm going to have to lose my family and this house?
Before you start to attack me again, how about that apology you said you'd give me? The reason your husband is leaving you is because you are messed up in the head. Well, whatever though. I don't need your shallow apologies anyway. I have something I want to tell you now. Your son and I are not getting a divorce. However, you will no longer be considered my husband's mother and will never get to see our baby. So you can go ahead and just forget about any of us ever existing in your life.
What are you trying to say?
My husband is cutting ties to you. And after your husband divorces you, there will be no more money coming from any of us.
My son's going to throw me away too? I won't be able to live if that happens. What is a woman like myself supposed to do on my own?
How about starting by getting a gym membership? Besides that, I can't really help you with anything else because you mean nothing to me.
I'm sorry that I called you and your baby ugly, all right? I'll come and apologize to you on my hands and knees if you want. Just forgive me. Tell my husband and son to rethink all of this, please.
I told you I didn't want your shallow apologies, especially when you're only apologizing to benefit yourself. I've had enough of your self-centered butt.
I need you to forgive me though, or else I won't be able to live on. My whole life I've been so happy, and this is how it has to end? I will not allow my life to end in sadness.
Well, you can be thankful that we all allowed you to live out your dream of being married to a CEO's son, right? It'll only be the last bit of your life that's unpleasant for you before you fade from this world. Now, would you please get the hell out of Justin's house so that he can return home?
Where am I supposed to go after that though? I have nowhere else to go, and I won't be able to live out there. You are all being terrible to me. What am I supposed to do?
Would you stop crying already? I'm having a hard time trying to figure out if you're some overfed, fat and ugly baby or just an old and fat hat. If you really want to know what you could do next, how about finding yourself a new man? You'll have to make sure it's someone who's on your level though, considering a man like Justin is too far out of your lane. But I think there are men out there that are just as fat and ugly as you are who'd be happy to have you. There will always be men in this world who are both disgusting on the inside and outside, and they would be perfect for you. After that, Judy continued to apologize to her husband looking for forgiveness, but that was never ever going to come from him, so she ended up stopping. This, however, didn't lead to her leaving his house for a little while, and so Justin was still not able to come back to his house. But soon after the messages and calls to Justin stopped, things only became worse for Judy as she continued to sit in that house of his. After being a bit concerned with the fact that his wife was okay with her son being led into cheating on his son's wife, Justin went and took a further look into Judy and found that she had cheated on him. The investigation gave him a lot of evidence surrounding her cheating, and that made for a great settlement that his lawyer would take care of for him. After all of the planning had been made for the downfall of Judy, Justin went and had his lawyer tell Judy that she'd need to pay a settlement in the divorce for cheating, and that they had all the evidence they needed in order to prove her unfaithfulness. Justin wasn't there at the time this was told to her, but the lawyer told us that when he brought her cheating up, she broke down and started to tear chunks of carpet out with her hands as she screamed and cried. The lawyer wasn't going to have it though, so before leaving Justin's house, he had 2 officers come in and drag her out into the yard. They put her in the back of their police cruiser once they got her to stand up, and took her to their office to tell her the same thing the lawyer did about how the divorce would take place and that she owed a settlement. And once all the explanations were over with, they told her to have a nice day and sent her onto the streets to start her new life. But because she never worked a job in her life and solely relied on money Justin had, she didn't have a penny to her name. She wasn't able to pay anything to Justin in the divorce, but as a way of making sure she'd get that money to him eventually, Justin went and got her the cheapest apartment he could find on the market. As he told us, the reason he went and gave her a place to live was because there was no way of getting money or regrets from a dead man. Right now, she is living there with the very small amount of Social Security she gets every month, having to give half of that to Justin and the other half to her landlord to pay her rent. Since that takes away pretty much all she gets in terms of money, she was never able to get any furniture and is having to sleep on an old mattress that was in the trash bin. For food, she gets about $20 a month to use, and that allows her to buy 1 large box of instant noodles that she can only eat 1 of per day. We all thought that Judy would try to run back to the man she was cheating on Justin with, but he was in just as bad of a place as she was in, and things were only going to get worse for him. Before long, after Justin had threatened him to pay a settlement as well, that man vanished off the face of the earth and was never heard from again. To this day, we don't know what happened to him, and Justin tells us every time we ask that he has still not gotten the money he asked for. After having lost pretty much everything in her life, Judy now lives in that rundown apartment as a recluse, never to be seen by anyone that lives around her. When it comes to my family, we have all been living very busy lives. After everything that had happened with Judy had come to an end, we asked if Justin would like to move in with us and sell his old house. He agreed with us and soon moved in to start his new life with his son, daughter-in-law, and infant grandbaby. He went and sold the house he had and got rid of all the memories he had with Judy before he came to us and handed the money he had gotten from said house to his son. Justin told him to put that money into a savings account for our daughter so that she could one day use it for her dreams. These days, they all have loads of fun playing around in the house with my daughter, and both Justin and my husband have begun to work harder in order to make more money for her future. And in order for my husband to one day take the company from Justin, he has started to work closer with him, studying what he has to do as a CEO. Every day, Justin is letting us know that it's because of our daughter that he was able to get rid of that old parasite that was weighing him down so much. He still has regrets about ever marrying that woman, but he likes to say that if it wasn't for her, he would have never had us. I love to see my family as the most important thing to me, as they see me as important to themselves, and seeing us all gathered around to raise my daughter in a warm household will always bring a tear to my eye.
Hey, Grandma! I just wanted to say thank you so much for the amazing birthday present. I really liked it. Oh, you mean it's already arrived for you? Yeah, you sent me that really cute wallet, right? I just wanted to let you know that I love it. My old one was getting so worn down, so it's just perfect. Oh, Dot, well, I'm just so glad that you like it. I spent a long time trying to pick out a good one. Oh, so that's why the last time that you came over, you were asking me about what my favorite color was and all of that? Oh, yes, that is correct. I tried to ask around at work about what might be the best thing to get. But then the more I thought about how much you'd be using it, the more it made sense just to ask you. Well, I really do like it, so thank you so much again for that. But I just hope that it wasn't too expensive. I mean, it seems really fancy, and I guess I just feel a bit bad about getting something this nice. Well, you are growing up and getting bigger, so sometimes it's okay for a grandma to splurge. And you decided to splurge on me? Oh, thank you so much. You really are the best, Grandma. Of course, the pleasure's all mine, especially since I understand that you'll be going to college next year. I just wanted you to have something nice that would be able to serve you when you started there. Again, you just did such a great job. The wallet is really cute. And I promise that I'm working hard to study now so that I can get into a good school. So then, does that mean that you already know where you're going to apply to? Or are you still trying to figure out where you think you might want to go? Yeah, I already know where I want to go now. But but my parents told me it's not going to be easy to get in. But either way, that's where I want to go. I see. Well, knowing you, I am sure that you'll be able to do anything you set your mind to. So just know that your grandma is always there cheering you on. Of course, and I know that that's going to mean even more studying in the future, but for now, I really think I can do this. Although, I would be lying if I said that I wasn't just a little worried about it. Well, it sounds to me like you're setting a great goal for yourself. But the first step in achieving that is believing that you can achieve it. You're right. I am going to do my best, but I also have my part-time job to worry about, so I'm just so busy with that, too. Hold on a second. I didn't know that you were working as well. Shouldn't you be more focused on finishing high school and doing the college applications? I mean, I wish that I could do all that, but I still need to be able to pay my phone bills and have some spending money for the month. Oh, is that so? I just really think that you should be resting. You know, if you wanted to, I could pay for your phone bill until you finish applying to your schools. You don't have to go and do something like that, Grandma. Besides, I just know that my parents would be mad if they found out. They are always telling me that I shouldn't run to you to try and solve all my problems. But I really do want to do this for you if it will help you succeed. Besides, it's not like you come to me for everything already. Maybe I'll try and talk to Philippe. You mean my dad? But I already told him that I'd work hard on my job and my studies. He said I had to do that if I wanted his help to go to college. And since it's a pretty nice college, I know that I'm going to need some help. So I think that's why my dad banned me from asking you for help. I'm terribly sorry to say this, Dot, but that doesn't make one bit of sense to me. But let me try and talk to your father. I'm not sure what all the details are, but I'm sure we can work something out. And if he wants to get mad, then he can go ahead and try getting mad at me. Thank you so much, Grandma. You really are the best. Do you know that? I really have been wanting to focus more on school and applications, so this is amazing. Oh, sweetie, of course. It really is my pleasure to try and help you. I know that we don't live as close to each other anymore, but that just makes me want to do it all the more. And if you ever need anything or any kind of help, please don't hesitate to ask.
Hey Mom, sorry I didn't look at my phone until now, but did you call me yesterday?
Philippe, I did not call you yesterday. I called you 2 days ago now.
Oh, really? Has it already been 2 days? Well, I'm sorry about that. Things have been crazy here. But what is it you wanted to talk to me about?
It's about Dot's part-time job. You do realize that she's about to graduate high school, right? Don't you think you should give her a break and let her focus on applying to colleges? I really think you should let her take a break from her job.
Wait, what? Are you serious? Why would I do that? I'm sure she's able to study and work at the same time.
Philippe, what are you talking about? Dot should be doing everything she can to raise her chance of getting into the school she wants. And that means that she should be focusing on graduating with good grades and writing a good application.
Well, if she wants to quit her job, then that's up to her, but I am not going to be giving her any money. I mean, I'm not just some ATM, you know.
Well, you don't have to worry about that. I'll be paying for Dot's cell phone. And I'll give her a little bit of spending money, too.
Oh, really? Well, okay, if that's what you want to do, then I don't have anything to say about it.
Well, okay then. I'm glad that you and I were able to have this little talk. Just pass all this along to Dot then and tell her not to worry about money.
Although, don't you think that you're treating your granddaughter just a little bit better than you are me?
Philippe, let's be honest with each other. You're a bit of a bum.
Hey, come on, what's that supposed to mean? I'm not a bum.
Well, we can agree to disagree on that. But that being said, don't you think you're being just a bit too strict with Dot?
Of course I'm being strict with her. Do you have any idea how expensive things have been getting lately? But of course work isn't giving me any kind of raise or anything, so that turns me into having to run the house more rigidly.
I know that, but even your daughter is working. Surely things can't be that tight.
Yes, Dot is working, but I think you can hardly say that she's earning money. But I'm sorry that we can't all live as luxuriously as you. I guess you must be having the time of your life living off of what Dad left you after he kicked the bucket.
What are you talking about, son? You know that you got money from your father as well. But you mishandled it, and that's on you. You didn't have to be living this way.
Okay, sure, I might have done some less than smart things with the money, but still.
The point is that your daughter shouldn't be having to pay for your mistakes. So how about you start saving up money and thinking about her future a little more seriously?
I can't believe that you're really lecturing me like this after all these years. But anyways, do you think you could help paying for Dot's school?
Do you have any money saved up for her college at all, Philippe?
I had some, but then I had to pay for bills and a bunch of other things. Heck, I had to buy a new car, but I do have some money saved up for her. But I don't think I'm gonna just use it on her college tuition.
Well, I would think that a good father would have done a better job preparing for all of this.
I'm doing my best, Mom, don't you get that? Besides, I know that Dot is trying really hard, and it's not like I don't want to send her to college.
Then I guess I really don't have any other choice, do I? I would hate to crush Dot's dreams. But I suppose you asked me because you knew that I couldn't say no to this.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you got me there.
This isn't funny, Philippe. You really need to start doing better. If you keep this up, you're not only going to cause trouble for yourself, but for Dot as well. I mean, you are working like you should be, right?
Yeah, of course I'm working. Just like Dot is going to school and studying, I'm putting in my work.
Well, if you have a job and you're working hard, then be a good father and save up for your daughter.
I told you that I'm doing what I can, but it's not that easy, Mom. But I'm doing everything that I can, and now you can work for Dot too.
I really am starting to get sick of dealing with you, you know that. And if I find out that you've pulled any more of this ridiculous crap again, I am cutting you off. I already told you I would do this, but now I really will if you cause your wife and daughter any more trouble.
Okay, geez, I get it. Just please pay for Dot's school. That is, if she even gets into college.
Oh, I'm not worried about that one bit. I know that Dot is a hard-working young woman. She'll do what she sets her mind to, I just know it. Hey there, sweetie. Were you calling me just a moment ago? I'm sorry, I was still at work and I had to wait until my break to pick up. You are the worst, Grandma! How could you do this to me? Dot, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you could be talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Grandma. You're making me send you money and now I can't go to college? Send me money? What in the world are you talking about? You're not sending me money. I already know the truth, Grandma. You got scammed by someone and now you're in debt and need help to get out of it. You think that I got scammed into losing a bunch of money? I really have no idea about any of this. And I've never once been scammed in my entire life. Dad told me that you would pretend not to know what I was talking about. He said you didn't want anyone to know. Dot, I'm really sorry about this, but I have no idea about any of what you're telling me. I'm not receiving money from anyone, and I certainly haven't been scammed. And just what does this have to do with you not being able to go to college? You told me the other day that you had gotten in and you were so happy. But then you got scammed and now you don't have any more money, so that's why I'm having to send my money to you. And because of that, I can't save up anything for when I do go to college. Dad even took the money that I didn't already have saved up. Wait, what? Are you serious? Did your dad really do that? Yes, he did. You've ruined my future. You've ruined the rest of my life. I was working so hard, just like I had promised you, and now it's all over. Dot, please listen to me. I am telling you that I wasn't scammed, I'm not in debt, and I'm not getting money from anyone. In fact, I'm the one who's been paying your tuition this whole time. Wait, what? But I thought that I was paying for my school through a student loan that I would have to work off. You mean you thought that you were going to be paying for college all by yourself? Well, yeah, of course that's what I thought was happening. You mean that your dad hasn't said a word to you about what he and I talked about? Hold on a second. I'm going to have to try calling him. We need to sort this out.
Hey, Mom, do you have a sec to talk? I just wanted to text you about some things that have been on my mind.
Oh, hello, son. Yes, actually, I was just thinking about reaching out to you as well.
Oh, I see, and why is that? What did you want to talk to me about?
No, you tell me what you were wanting to say to me first, please.
Well, okay, this is kind of difficult to say, but Dot had to drop out of college.
Oh, no, that's just terrible. Why would she have to go and do something like that?
The truth is that she decided that it's not for her and that she wanted to do something else with her life. But you know Dot, she can always be so flaky. So anyways, I just wanted to ask you not to talk to her for a while. I think she needs to learn the consequences of her actions. And so I just feel like if she was able to talk to you, then she wouldn't really feel like she'd done anything wrong, you know?
I see. Well, then what is going to happen to the money that I sent to send her to school?
Oh, don't worry. I'll be sure to hold on to all that. And if she wants to go to a community college or something later, then we'll use it for that.
You really think that I'm just going to let you get away with stealing all of that money just like that?
No, Mom, it really isn't like that at all. I just don't know what Dot is gonna do in the future or what she wants, but of course I'm not trying to steal.
Philippe, I am sorry, but I can't put up with this anymore. I am cutting you off. Please don't ever contact me for anything ever again. Do you understand?
Wait, what? Mom, where's this coming from all of a sudden? You can't be serious, right?
I've already heard all about how you told Dot that she wouldn't be able to go to college.
No, I didn't tell her anything. It was all Dot. She was the one who changed her mind all on her own.
Oh, really? Because that's not what she says, and she's right here with me.
Wait a second. You're telling me that Dot is at your house right now?
That's right. A house that you grew up in, but that you are no longer welcome at. And your wife is here too. She told me that she doesn't want to be with a husband who will treat her daughter this way. So it sounds like a divorce is in your future.
Wait, but I don't understand. What's going on here? This can't be happening.
What's happening is that I know you were trying to use all of this money to pay off your own debts. I heard that you owe something like $30,000. And you were really going to use your own daughter's tuition money to try and pay it.
Mom, I don't have debt. This has got to be some kind of a mistake right now, you know?
Don't you lie to me. Your wife did some digging around and showed me everything. I told you that if you pulled something like this that I wouldn't hold back, right?
Mom, please, it's not like that at all. I just used a little bit of the tuition money, that's all. I just needed a bit of money, so I took a little dip is all.
Well, if you needed more money, then you should have gone out and gotten a second job. Stealing from your family is not the correct way to go about this. And just how did you accumulate so much debt anyways? Have you been gambling again?
I thought that I could turn Dot's tuition money into a much larger sum if I won big.
I really can't believe you right now. You are such a disappointment. You took out money that you didn't have and it accumulated interest that you couldn't pay. Why didn't you just borrow what you'd be able to pay back? Even if it took a while, you could have done it. But instead, you had to steal from Dot. I just really can't even believe that you would sink so low to do something like that.
Mom, please, I really am sorry about this, but you have to understand that I wasn't just doing this for my own sake. I really did want to try and provide for my family.
Oh, please, you were always only thinking about yourself. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised that a gambling addict like you would go for double or nothing with your daughter's college tuition. But now, you are no longer a part of this family. Do you understand me?
Please, you have to forgive me. I'll apologize to the girls, just please, don't do this to me. Dad is dead, so if I lose you, I'll have nothing.
And you're my only son, but I know that this is the way that it has to be. Besides, it's clear that you were much more interested in money than family to begin with.
It's not like that at all, okay? Of course I love my family, and I would hate if you all left me.
You should have thought about that before you caused all of this trouble for us. I mean, you literally even took your own daughter's hard-earned money from her job. If your family is having any financial trouble, it's clear to me that it's all your fault.
I promise that I will never ever gamble again. I won't ever cause any trouble to my precious family ever again. So please, you have to help me out here, Mom. You have to tell my wife and daughter how sorry I am. Tell them that I'll never hurt them again. I just need a little bit of help with all this debt. Surely you can understand that.
I told you that you aren't a part of this family anymore. You tried to crush your own daughter's dreams all because you have no self-control. You promised me that you wouldn't get back into gambling, but I know now that that was nothing but a lie. You made a promise and now you've broken it.
But I really do promise that this time it's gonna be different. Please, Mom, you have to believe me. It won't happen again, I swear.
That is exactly what you told me the first time, and we know how that turned out, but I just can't forgive you again. I know that if I did, I would be putting not just my own money on the line, but I'd be putting Dot's future on the line too. There isn't going to be a next time.
I'm so sorry. I should have told you about the debt from the very start, but I didn't want you to get mad at me. And now I've gone and screwed it all up.
That's right. You did screw it all up. But it's a good thing that I found out about this before things got any worse. If Dot actually had been forced to quit college, then I would never, ever forgive you. Not that I'm going to now.
Please, Mom, I really am sorry. You have to believe me. I just need a little bit of help, just a little money, that's all. Please don't kick me out of the family like this. You're all that I have now. Don't you get that?
I think I've made myself quite clear. Now, if you have nothing else to say for yourself, I think that we're done here. After that, Philippe's wife, Dot's mother, requested a divorce. After everything was said and done, I found out that Philippe was actually about $150,000 in debt. It was also unsurprising to learn that despite the best attempts of Dot and her mom to keep the family afloat, it was, in fact, Philippe's rampant borrowing that was making things so difficult. He even had to sell his car to earn some quick cash, and as a result had to take the bus to work every day. Because of that, he started showing up later and later and performing worse and worse at work. Finally, his bosses felt like they had no choice but to let him go. In the end, with no family to support him, Philippe was made to shoulder all of his debt by himself. As for Dot and her mother, they both moved into my house, and Dot was able to continue her studies at college. We all agreed to block Philippe and cut off any and all contact with him. I can only hope that this experience has taught him a valuable lesson that will serve him well wherever life might take him. I'm just sad that I won't be there to see if it happens.
Hey, Mom, I was just wondering if you had a sec to message me real quick. This won't take long.
Oh, well, I actually just started my lunch break right now, so yeah, I can talk for now.
Oh, you mean you're still working? I would have thought that you would have enough saved up by now.
Well, Yes, Josh, I do have plenty of money saved up, but you can never know what's going to happen in the future. Besides, it seems to me like I still have a few dedicated readers to my column. And because I don't want to let my faithful readers down, I think I'll still keep writing. But who knows? The whole magazine might go under before too long at this point.
You really are great, you know that, Mom? I mean, I think it's amazing how you managed to find a job that you like and have stuck to it. And to think of all the experiences that you've accumulated working like that. I don't know, when I think about how I'd like to get older, I can't help but hope I end up like you.
Well, yes, writing has always been a hobby of mine, but you know that my journey hasn't been easy, right? I mean, ever since your father died, I've been working hard to support us. And back in those days, the publishing world was a lot more strict when it came to female writers. And of course, I'd always have to deal with nonsense from fellow male writers.
Wait, no, hold it right there. I can already tell that this is going to be a long story that I really don't have time for right now.
Oh, terribly sorry if I was starting to ramble on a bit. What is it that you wanted to talk to me about? I really only ever hear from you when you need something, so I can assume that's it.
Oh, come on, Mom. Don't say it like that. You make me sound like I'm a total jerk if you say that.
So then you're not calling me to ask for some kind of favor?
Well, I mean, yes, I do need to ask for some help. You see, I've been looking over the numbers for my budget, and well, ever since Miranda was born about 6 months ago, things have just gotten really expensive. I thought that it was bad enough to have just one daughter, but with two? It just doubled everything at this point, not to mention all the baby stuff.
And so you're saying that's causing money to be really tight at home these days?
That's right, especially since Candace quit her job after having Miranda. We really just have no wiggle room at all.
Well, yes, that is true that having a kid and losing an income wouldn't be easy. I believe I remember you grumbling about how expensive insurance was getting, so what if I pay for that?
Really, Mom? You would do that for me?
Well, that is what you wanted to talk to me about in the first place, isn't it?
I mean, in a way, yes, but I suppose if I just asked to borrow money from you, that you would say no, isn't that right?
That is exactly right, Josh. After all, you've never paid me back $1 of anything that I've lent you. So I just don't know how I could trust you.
Mom, that really hurts to have you say that about me, you know?
The only reason I have to talk like this is because you can't seem to own up to your own past. But I don't want this to affect my precious grandchildren or your wife. So if it's a matter of spending money on the kids, then I can't bring myself to turn that down.
I see, but you do know that I'm your kid as well, right?
I am talking about the kids that are still kids and not married men with children. Anyway, is this all that you wanted to talk to me about? Because personally, I think that it would be better for you to find a second job. At least until your first job is able to pay for the things that you need.
Okay, Mom, I understand, and you're right. I've screwed up in the past, but the thing is about Miranda is that she is gonna be starting preschool before we know it. And when that happens, Candace is finally gonna start working again.
Oh, really? Well, I wasn't aware that she was going to go back to work.
Yes, she is. And I think that that will be the best way to fix all the accounts once and for all.
I get that, but you realize that it's not easy for you both to work while having 2 kids, right? I mean, you have to work, take care of the house, and the children all at once. I guess I'm just a little bit worried for you both. Do you really think that will be okay?
Mom, I still just can't understand why you're so opposed to Candace and I working together. We'll be fine. Candace is really smart and capable, and I'm a hard worker, so I don't get what you're so worried about.
Let me just make a small correction to what you said. What I'm worried about is not you two working together. What I'm worried about is that Candace is going to start working and you are going to continue to make her look after the children and house by herself. Even just thinking about what she might have to go through under you is enough to make me shiver. So let me make this clear now. If Candace does go back to work and I find out you're not doing your fair share, I am going to be very upset.
Oh, please, you would get mad at anyone who didn't do exactly as you said, you know that?
Well, you're the only one that's ever been able to make me that mad before, Josh.
I'm sorry, Mom, but I do have just one more thing that I would like to ask of you right now.
And just what might that be this time, son?
Well, I was wondering if you might be able to give me just a little bit of money so I could start to set aside some of my own money for my daughters. You said so yourself that you can never know what's going to happen, and I just don't have the budget to do that right now. And since I'll be saving money for the kids, I want you to know that I won't touch a single cent of it. It would just be for the girls, and I can't do it for them right now.
Okay then. About how much a month are you thinking that I should give you then?
Maybe somewhere in the range of $600 a month. Does that sound about right?
Okay. I can do $600 a month. I'll be sure to send the first payment to you soon.
Great, thank you so much, Mom. That's gonna be a huge help.
Well, if it's something that I can do for my grandchildren, then I don't mind doing it. But I really am serious. I want you to take better care of Candace from now on, okay?
I don't get what you mean by that. Why would Candace need to be taken care of in the first place? Why are you so concerned about her?
Josh, she literally just had her second child 6 months ago. She probably still hasn't fully recovered. And I'm sure that she is tired enough having to take care of both the children at home. So I know that you work hard at your job, but just don't forget to be attentive to your wife's needs. And try and offer to take the kids off her hands every now and again, okay?
Okay, got it, no problem. But then I guess I would just have to ask for one more thing if that's the case.
You have another thing that you want to ask for? What could it possibly be this time?
No, Mom, you don't understand. This isn't about money this time. It's just that I don't want Candace finding out that I'm getting any money from you. I mean, she's just such a strict person, and I know that she wouldn't be okay with it if she found out that I was asking this of you.
I see. Well, okay, I can keep this a secret between us if you think it's best for Candace.
Thank you so much for your understanding, Mom. I really can't thank you enough for times like this.
It's okay, son. I just want you to take care of your family and see them grow up happy and healthy. By the way, I was wondering if I could go and visit you all next month. It's been so long since I've gotten to see the girls. That is, as long as you think it won't be too difficult on Candace. So, would you mind asking her a day I could visit?
Oh, well, sure, I could do that, but why don't you just go and ask her yourself?
Because I don't want her to feel pressured to saying yes to me if I'm the one who asks. So just think of a way to ask her and then tell me what she says, okay?
Okay, sure, I can do that for you, Mom. I can ask her when I get home from work today. Hey, Mom, are you still there? I just wanted to ask if you were the one who dropped off all this food here at our house.
Oh, yes, that was me. I happened to be doing some work in the area and thought I might drop by.
Oh, great. Well, I just wanted to let you know that Candace really appreciated it. This is a huge help for sure, so thank you so much.
You don't need to worry about that, son. After all, at my age, I wouldn't be able to eat it all by myself. So I just thought that I'd share with the rest of the family.
Actually, speaking of, that reminds me, you do know that Tracy's birthday is coming up soon, don't you?
Yes, I have it marked on my calendar and everything. Do you know if she wants anything in particular?
Well, a girl her age wants a lot of things, really, but she's recently been going on about how much she wants a piano.
She wants a piano? But I thought that you all already had one in the house.
Apparently what we have in the house is just a keyboard, but Tracy says that she wants a real one.
A piano, huh? I'm assuming she doesn't want some kind of huge, grand piano, right?
I don't even know how we'd be able to hold something like that in our house in the first place, but I think just a standard one would work, thanks. One with a music stand and a bench as well would be perfect for her, I think.
And Tracy has already been learning piano for, what, a whole year now? I guess this must mean that it's going well if she wants a real one now. So if that's the case, then I guess I can get her one for her birthday.
You mean it? You really do that for Tracy? Oh, Mom, that'd be amazing.
Of course, Josh. Now, I won't be able to get her the most expensive one on the market or anything like that. But anyways, I may be able to find a nice used one if I look around a bit.
Actually, I have a friend who says that he knows where to get a good used standard piano at a great price. He says it'll only be a few $100.
Oh, really? But at that price, surely that must mean that the piano is quite old, right?
No, maybe, but I don't really think that Tracy's gonna be able to tell the difference at all. Besides, my friends say it's hardly been used and looks quite new. And actually, new pianos can run upwards of $1,000.
Well, okay, if you think that one is what Tracy wants for her birthday.
I really do, and I'll be able to tell her that it's from you when she gets it, okay?
Well, that would be lovely if you could do that. So I suppose that's the one you want me to get for her?
Yeah, if all that sounds alright with you. So maybe next time you send the money for the girls, could you include some to buy the piano?
Got it. I will be sure to do that. And I assume that you're going to be having her birthday at home, like usual?
Actually, we were just thinking about going to Candace's parents to do that.
Oh, I see. Well, I suppose that makes sense. After all, last year you held it here, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Mom. It's not that we're not grateful for getting this amazing present for her or anything like that.
You don't need to worry about that. I know that Candace's parents would love to get to spend some time with their grandchildren as well. By the way, I wanted to talk to you about something Candace mentioned to me. She said that you've been coming home quite late recently. And she said that you looked absolutely exhausted when you do get back. You really should try and get home earlier. Are you at home right now?
Actually, I'm still at the office right now.
Well, I know that you're working hard for your family, but you need to think of your children, too. I just hope that you're remembering to try and spend some time with your kids, too.
I said that I get it, okay? I've already decided that I'm gonna try and give Candace the week off.
Well, please do that, because I know that she is horribly tired as well. But anyways, please tell your wife that I said hello. And if you need anything, just let me know.
Hey, Olivia, are you there? I was just wondering if you had a quick moment to talk really quick.
Oh, Candace, what a pleasant surprise. Yes, I have time to text. What's on your mind?
Well, I actually wanted to ask you to stop coming around the house. In fact, I really don't want anything to do with you ever again.
Wait, what? I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean.
I honestly can't believe that you would steal away your own grandchildren's money. What is the matter with you? We worked so hard to save up for our daughters, and you have to go and do this? Well, I'm sorry, but you're never seeing the girls again.
Sorry, you think that I stole money from you that you had saved up for your daughters? I'm sorry, but I really am not sure what you're talking about at all.
Please just drop this act. I already know the truth, and there's nothing you can do to hide it. Josh has told me everything that you've done.
Candace, hold on a second. I really don't know what you could be talking about. But I want you to know that I've been the one sending you all money for the girls. Every month I've been sending money for Josh to put away so that the girls could use it for their future.
Hold on a second. You're telling me that you've been sending us money? Well, I haven't heard anything about that. But then, well, that means that you haven't been the one spending all of that money.
Of course not. I would never, ever use money that I meant to give the girls. You don't actually think that I would do something like that, do you?
But then, are you telling me that Josh has been lying to me about this?
I really don't want to start throwing around accusations, but do you think Josh would do something like that?
I mean, we're not really going to put it past him, right? I could certainly see him doing something like that.
And so that's why you came to me with these angry messages?
Yes, that's right. It had been a while since I checked the account for the girls, but when I looked, there was practically nothing left in there. And when I asked Josh about where the money might have gone, he told me that it had to have been you who moved the money out.
That moron. What in the world is he thinking? Honestly, I just don't even know what to do with him.
I just can't believe that Josh would actually do something like this. It's just so horrible. I mean, doesn't he realize all the hard work that we've put into saving that money up? This just doesn't make any sense.
Well, please just let me apologize for the horrible actions of my idiot son.
No, you shouldn't be apologizing for anything. I'm sorry for ever believing that you could do something like this.
Oh, but you didn't do anything wrong either. The only one who did anything wrong here is Josh. He tricked me into sending him money that I thought would be going to the girls. Here I thought that I was helping you all. But maybe it's time we have a little talk with Josh. Could I ask you to help me with that?
Oh, of course. I have no intention of letting Josh get away with what he's done. So please, tell me what I can do for you.
Josh, are you there? I think it's time that you and I have a little talk.
I take it that this is about Candace saying that she didn't want you coming around anymore, right? Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think I'll be able to change her mind on that. She found out about you giving us money and she was really, really upset about it, so I think it's best to just leave us alone for a little bit.
Oh no, it's not about that. In fact, Candace and I have already made up.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that? I don't understand.
Well, she told me all about how you lied to her about me using up all the money that I had to be sending for the girls.
Wait, hold on. I think there has to be some kind of mistake here. I never said that you took all the money.
Oh, please, there's no use in trying to hide it any longer. Candace told me all of this herself. And I have to say that I was just shocked when I found out that you had told her that I was the reason why the money was gone. I was sending you money to be spent on the girls for their schooling and futures, so why am I being accused of theft?
Mom, I'm really, really sorry. I need some money. The thing is that there's a really sweet woman at my work with kids who got sick, and she was asking for donations for her surgery. Well, I couldn't stand to see her beg like that, so yeah, it was wrong of me to take the money. But I hope that you can understand that it was for a good cause. I never thought that Candace would be able to find out before I was able to replace it all. And when she asked me, I just freaked out and said it was your fault.
Josh, do you really think that anyone is going to believe something like that?
But it's the truth, I swear it. I would tell you the name of the coworker, but it's not the point. Okay, the surgery wasn't a success anyway, and she passed away.
Okay, now this is just getting ridiculous. How many lies are you going to try and get away with? You weren't trying to give money to some terminally ill mother. You were giving money to the woman you were having an affair with.
An affair? Hold on, you don't really think that I could do something like that, do you?
You said she passed away, didn't you? Well, I asked Candace to go through your phone while you were away. And maybe you've gone and erased the messages now, but when she checked, the chat history was still there. And she saw all the messages you sent, desperately trying to get this woman to pay back the money that you had given her.
Wait a second, hold on. Do you mean that even Candace knows about all this?
That's right. Her and I know the whole truth, and Candace wants to get a divorce from you.
No, this can't be happening. Please tell me that this isn't happening. I don't want a divorce. I don't want to lose Candace. And I wasn't even having a serious affair. It was just a little fun thing on the side. I swear it, okay?
I don't really care what the nature of your affair was. The fact of the matter is that you had one. Not only did you sleep with this woman who wasn't your wife, but you handed her all the money that was meant for your children. You are just pitiful.
Mom, no, you don't understand. That is not what it was like at all. She really was sick and she did need the money for her health.
And just what in the world does that have to do with your wife or I? If you wanted to use that money to help someone, you should have asked Candace first. So why don't you go ahead and start speaking the truth now, huh?
Wait a second, I'm sure that I must have taken this woman home a few times, but I swear that it was just a friend. Please, don't you realize how this could cost me? I could lose my kids, I could lose everything. Mom, what am I gonna do?
Why in the world are you asking me for what you should do? You were the one who stole money from your children to carry on your affair.
If you really want my advice, you should face the consequences of your actions like a man and realize all the pain and suffering you've caused your family. But that's all the advice I have for a man like you.
But I don't want a divorce. Please, you have to do something to help me, Mom. Candace isn't even picking up the phone anymore.
And nor should she. Besides, I know for a fact that she does not want to talk to you at all. The only time you are ever going to see her again is at the divorce proceedings. But I'll be the one to tell you when that's going to happen. As for you, you should just think about what you've done and prepare to face the consequences for it.
But there has to be something that I can do to make her forgive me. You know that I care about Candace and the girls. I can't afford to lose them. Please, Mom, you have to do something to help me. Just help me get in contact with Candace at least.
Josh, you have got to pull yourself together now and stop all of this nonsense right now. If you really cared about keeping your family together, then you wouldn't have cheated on your wife. And if you really cared about your daughters, then you wouldn't have squandered the money meant for their future. You were the one that betrayed your family through your lies and deception, and now you're paying the price.
I am so sorry. I never ever wanted things to turn out like this, and I'm sorry I lied to you, Mom. I never meant to steal from you.
I am sick and tired of your excuses. No amount of apologizing is going to fix this. Do you understand? You lied to me and tricked me into funding your affair, all while I thought I was doing something for my grandchildren. That is just sick. As for Candace, she wants nothing to do with you ever again, and I, for one, wholeheartedly agree with her. One final thing. You should know that what you've actually stolen from us is far more valuable than money. After that, a few days passed where Candace and I refrained from sending any messages to Josh at all. I only ever reached out to him to let him know the date of his divorce proceedings. When Josh did show up with his lawyer, he was a blubbering baby, begging Candace not to let him go. But behind those crocodile tears, it was clear that he hadn't reflected one bit on what he'd done wrong. He clearly cared very little for the damage that he had caused his family. He had met the woman he was seeing on some dating app and used my money to try and impress her. Candace said she would never forgive him for losing their hard-earned money. It also appears this woman was a kind of professional scammer and that she ran away with Josh's money after some time. In the end, we were able to track her down and sue her for what she had stolen as well as for the affair. After that, we told Josh that we never wanted to see him again. Candace took the children and went to live with her parents for a while. I visit them frequently and still send money to her for the girls. I think it's so terrible what my son did, and I will never forgive him for his lies. But I'm just glad that the girls have gotten their futures back with the return of all the money he stole. As for Candace, she says that she's going to need a while to recover from the shock of what Josh had done. But she also said that she wanted to be strong for her girls. She is still struggling with how to explain to them what happened, but I know she will figure something out. Where Josh might be, I have no idea. As his mother, I hope he learned a lesson, but as a grandmother, I hope that he keeps his distance from the girls until they are ready to have a relationship with him.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.